In the sleuth of Warhammer games rolling out this year, Warhammer 40K Battlesector is standing out among them all. I've covered Battlesector already on the channel, and if you want a detailed look into the game, I highly recommend checking out the video in the top right corner. Warhammer 40K Battlesector is a turn-based strategy game set after the destruction of Battlesector, where the Blood Angel Space Marines were almost wiped from existence in one coordinated attack by the Tyranids. It features quality graphics, a simultaneous movement system, and its mechanics harken strongly to the tabletop version of Warhammer 40K. Slytherin recently sent a new demo build my way with a more expanded look at the game. Instead of 2 separate mission scenarios, I had access to the first 6 missions of the Space Marines, with nearly everything available to me that would come in the final game, balancing and other beta issues aside. So in today's video, I want to go over some of the new mechanics we didn't get to play around with the first build, with army management and the HQ upgrade center, and how playing successive campaign missions in a row has shaped the narrative of how I'm still very thoroughly enjoying the game. Before we get into it though, a couple of things to mention. This is in beta with a current release date of July 15th. Anything you see here is 100% subject to change based on feedback and development. Second, if you like what you see and want to pre-order the game, it's available to purchase on my Nexus game store, and at the time of this video is 10% off. Now with that out of the way, let's dive into another look at Warhammer 40K Battlesector. The 2 mechanics of the game mentioned in the intro, army management and your HQ center, are the 2 core aspects of the game outside of your missions. And in fact, both of these will determine how you are able to play in the subsequent missions as you go along. Beginning with army management, this system is pretty straightforward and basic. At the start of your campaign, you will have limited access to units, which play along with the campaign narrative of having just dropped down from orbit. As you continue your campaign, you will encounter more advanced units and other heroes, all of which you can then use on completion of the missions in which they are in. In between each mission, you go into your army management screen and recruit as many of any type of troop your heart desires until you reach your unit cap, which does increase at the end of every mission. On top of that, on researching certain tech, which we'll get into in just a minute, this is where you'll be able to switch out weapons for your soldiers, and yes, you can have different weapon loadouts for the same soldier type. So for instance, all of my intercessors don't have to have all the same weapons. Just note that you do have to change these weapons out in the army management section, as you won't be able to change weapons on the pre-battle deployment screen during your actual mission. There is a caveat to this management system though. Sure, you could recruit the biggest and best units and only have 10 of those as your entire roster, but each unit has a point cost to it, not unlike the tabletop version. At the beginning of each mission, you also have a limited number of points you can put on the playing field during that pre-deployment phase. You might have 1,200 points in your army, but if you can only bring in 750 worth of troops, it's now decision time. Do you bring in more basic units that don't cost as much, or risk bringing in fewer but more powerful ones? It is a great mechanic to see implemented into the game, and should have some great choice options as your campaign gets further and further on both the Tyranid and Blood Angel side, and plays extremely well towards that tabletop idea of the game. The second mechanic, the HQ upgrade system, is way more involved, requires a heck of a lot more thought into your decisions, and can help you determine exactly what you want your army setup to be. The HQ system allows you to choose perks, abilities, and eventually weapon upgrades for both the heroes you pick up during your campaign and the units that they support in battle. Everything follows an upgrade tech tree, so for instance, your intercessors start with battle line tactics, boosting some baseline abilities, which can then unlock a grenade attack or intense focus, which ups their ranged accuracy, crucial to pick off faraway Tyranid swarms. Then down to rigorous training, adding 10 HP per model, which is a huge health boost for the entire unit, with the last upgrade featuring a new auto bolt rifle with greatly increased damage. The same types of upgrades are available for all units across the board, and what you see in Sergeant Carleon's upgrade trees do not apply to the other heroes. Everyone, as I mentioned just a minute ago, has their own unique systems that they cater to, and it reaches across the entire gamut of your armies in ways that allow for very particular customization options. How the HQ Center upgrade system works is a much simpler process than that. Tech is unlocked using what I will call tokens. Each tier down the tech tree you go increases the total amount of tokens you need. So the first tier will cost you 1 token, the 4th tier will cost you 4 tokens, etc., etc. I struggled with this at first because it seems impossible to unlock many techs with this increased token cost, especially considering that your campaign is only 12 missions long on release. 2 things to consider for this. The positive one is that with every main mission objective, you have a bonus or side missions that go along with it. It might be something simple like toggling a switch across the map, or even reaching a fallen marine to grab their DNA for further engineering. You will want to do these side missions, if at all possible, because they will net you additional tokens alongside completing the main mission. Without these side missions, you will definitely have a harder time progressing through the campaign, so it is something to consider. The other less positive thing to consider is that, so far at least, it seems very doubtful that you will be able to unlock everything that you want. I didn't play through the entire 6 missions I was given access to, as I didn't want to spoil the campaign for myself, but the last I played, there were 3 different heroes I had unlocked so far, each with their own rather extensive tech tree upgrades, which is fantastic to see, and I'm glad they are fleshed out so well. But it does appear that unlocking it all will be impossible, forcing you therefore to specialize whether you planned on doing that or not. I'm not against specialization myself. I think it's a great mechanic to have in any strategy game, and it does add to replayability, which is crucial for any game, really. It will just have to be something that the player will need to think about alongside the side missions aspect of Battlesector. I thought I would wrap up this video with a short but to the point updated thoughts on the game. Now remember, even though I was given access to the full first 6 missions of the Blood Angel campaign, I only played the first 3 or 4, just enough to really dig into the 2 playable mechanics that this entire video is over, to see how they operate multiple missions into the game. This is not a review of the game, just some opinions about my time playing both sets of the beta preview access from Slytherin. I do have to say though, I am still overly pleased with the entire experience. The battles and missions so far have been great, the storyline works, the voiceovers are exceeding expectations for the 40K video game sector. The ability to customize my army, both in recruitment and upgrades, lends itself remarkably well towards replayability and my enjoyment through the entire campaign. I really cannot wait to play the full game, unlock more units, and there are some beefy units I haven't gotten to yet, and see where the campaign leads me in this setting. I'm still slightly hesitant, but interested to see how the HQ research plays out, and I hope that I can at least upgrade a good majority of my heroes and units, that the token system doesn't end up biting me in the butt and start to limit me in what I want to bring to the battle with regards to specialized army setups. And that will officially wrap up this video on Warhammer 40K Battlesector. If you enjoyed what you saw, be sure to let me know in the comments section below. Give the video a like, sub to the channel, and turn on notifications. Doing all 4 will show your support and push the video out into the wide world that is YouTube. I will 100% be sticking around with this game through release, which is still set for July 15th, so keep your eyes peeled for more videos on Battlesector as I get further access. If you've already decided you want to pre-order the game, you can do so via my Nexus Game Store link, which again, at the release of this video is 10% off, and you will show another avenue of support for me and the work I create. Thank you so much for watching. This is Havoc, and I will see you in the next video.